game 6 return. Pure spot up shooter, spacer. I feel like they have to respect it still. I could give you like 7 points right now.
Wesley, really, how frustrating is it to be out here on the court knowing you can't play with these guys in these games of the season?
It's tough, but I think it's starting to set in. It has set in, and now the fact that I'm able to be more mobile and do my own stuff and better myself as a basketball player, it distracts me a little bit more. You know, I'm excited to be around the team. You know, today was a fun day for me. It was long as hell, though. I forgot how long film sessions are in the playoffs. So they equally suck when you can't play. But it is what it is, you know. And you know, I'm going to be out here for these guys as if I was playing.
You're going on the trip. Why did you decide to do that, Wes?
Say it again?
You're going on the trip. Just decided to be with the team?
You ever had a cast on for 5 weeks and you couldn't move and you're stuck to a house? We could go anywhere. Alaska? I'm there. No, I mean, but this is who I am. You know, I'm a gym rat. I want to be a part of basketball as much as possible. I want to be a part of this team as much as possible. And it's the playoffs.
How do you think y'all match up with Memphis?
You know, we've had, of course, they beat us 4 times this season, but that was the regular season. I think 2 or 3 of the games that could have gone either way for us. But we know who they are. They're grinded out. They're a tough team. They're stingy defensively. They pick and choose their spots when to run on offense. They're a good team. You know, they are who they are. I think that we match up with anybody.
He faced Courtney Lee, obviously, all those games. Is he a little sneaky, underrated player?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he's definitely somebody that flies under the radar just because you think you got Mike Conley there, the acquisition of Jeff Green, you know, Zebo and Mark. You know, he's just one of those guys that's steady and always is ready to do whatever the team needs him to.
What kind of a vibe were you getting from your teammates and how confident they are?
Well, it was the first day. You know, they came off a long road trip. It was the first day being back into the gym. Long film session, but good film session. And I think the mood was just dialed in, you know, and that's what you have to be at this point. Everything in the regular season is out the window now. What happened leading up into the playoffs is over and done with. This is where we are. We got Memphis. We're on the road, and we gotta take care of business.
What's it like watching the games?
It sucks.
What's your recuperation process? When will you be able to put some weight on it and start walking?
It's just a gradual thing. Yesterday I got my cast off, and you know so I was like, cool, I don't have to have the crutches anymore. And they were like, well, we kind of want you to be on the crutches for a week. It's all going to be dependent on you and how much you can weight bear and if you're comfortable putting weight down. So I just told them to keep them, and then walked out of there.
So it's a matter of how much pain you can tolerate.
It's, well, not so much pain, but it's a mental thing now. It's a mental game now.
Do you think by the start of training camp you'll be able to take part in what's going on?
What did I say, 5 months?
You weren't kidding.
You think I'm a kid about that? I'll be back in 5 months.
That might be the record.
No, I think someone did it in 4. Someone did it in 4.
Really?
I know Suds did it in 5 months or something like that. He was back playing. You know, it's a goal. It's important to have goals. I'm not going to go up to the high end. I'm not going to say 8. Try to get to 5.
Do you think you'll be back with the Blazers next season?
You know, there's a lot of things that could happen in between then. And, you know, right now my focus is purely on, you know, this team now, going into the playoffs now, taking on Memphis now, and everything that I can do to get better with this Achilles.
Is it tough when you're not playing to talk to guys about the game? Because I know a lot of times if you're not out there on the court, it's sometimes hard to...
No, not really, because you know the game. You know, they respect what I've done on the court, who I am as a teammate and a person, as a leader. And, you know, I'm not just going to say to say. You know, I want them to win. I want to win as much as possible. And if I see something, you know, I'm going to point it out, and everybody's receptive to it, whether it's a big, whether it's a guard. And I don't think it's any different.
It seems to me that your status on this team and what you've been through maybe makes you better to do that than maybe someone else.
Well, yeah, I can definitely see it because, you know, how can you say you need to be doing this when you're not able to do it? But I think that, like you said, with my status, if I was out there, I would be doing it. And I don't think there's anybody on this team that would say otherwise.